Hey, I'm Melissa, the college expert. I've been helping kids get into college since 2006. Today, we're going to do part 2 in our series, how to narrow down that big, crazy college list. But before we start, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to turn on notifications. Okay, so the next thing you want to ask yourself is how much you'll make after you graduate and thinking about networking and connections. So there are a couple easy ways to do that. Networking and connections, you probably are not thinking about now, but remember that there are some schools that are extremely good at launching you into a network and other schools that are not. So you may or may not need a network. You might have a guaranteed job after college. Not many of us are that lucky. If you are, go you. That is freaking awesome. If you are not and you're thinking that college is going to be a thing that will help you get a job, then look at the networking potential. CollegeConsensus.com has a ranking of best college alumni networks. Like, for instance, I know Wellesley is a really strong alumni network, and I know that because I have Wellesley friends who get all kinds of crazy stuff from their alumni network. I know Colgate has a strong alumni network. I know that because we have an affiliation with Colgate. Then, of course, there's the really important question, how much you'll make after you graduate. So in order to do this, you want to go to collegescorecard.ed.gov. So you'll want to start by entering a school. So I'm going to enter Harvard. I always love to enter Harvard. And when you click on it, go down to typical earnings. So you'll see here that the median earnings is 101,817, but that's not that helpful because you want to know how much you are going to make with your major, right? And how much people are making with a computer science major is wildly different from how much people are making with an English major. And if you're planning to major in English, that's a different question. If you're going to compare schools, you want to compare apples to apples. So that means that if you're going to look at computer science at Harvard, you want to look at computer science at Brown and computer science at Cornell. And if you're going to look at English at Harvard, you want to look at English at Brown and English at Cornell, all that stuff. Okay, so click on fields of study and then click on the specific thing that you're planning to study. So I'm going to hit computer science and I'm going to do computer science bachelor's degree. So wow, median earnings 219. That's a lot of money, right? So I'm going to click on the little I next to it and it says the median earnings 5 years after graduation. That means that 5 years after after the students have graduated, they're making $219,000. That's a lot of money, right? That is a thing that you want to take into account when you're looking at where do I want to go to college? Because how much money am I going to make? And the networks is how easy is it going to be for me to get a job if I lose my job or if I want to change jobs? How many people am I going to know? The other thing that you might want to check out is emerging industries. So somebody asked me recently, are there any emerging industries, Alyssa? Yes, there are. Solar energy, alternative energy sources, big data, user experience, those kinds of things are things that are continuing to evolve and where we need more people. College Values Online has a good colleges with industry connections. So that's both emerging industries and colleges that will get you in there. Because just knowing that you can get a degree in it is not the same as they're going to land you into the middle of it, potentially with an internship. And then the last metric is public versus private 2-year versus 4-year. So sometimes our financial situation dictates this, right? In which case you just need to make a decision according to your financial situation. I want to say a couple of things. Public can be more expensive than private. Depending on how much money you're getting from the federal government, it may actually be cheaper to go to a private university. So keep that in mind. I am not going to rule out privates just because I think I am too poor to go to a private. That's not a thing. Privates actually will give you more money. That being said, if you can't get any money at a private, then publics are cheaper than privates if you can't get any money. But I would say most people can get some money. I put in a family income of $300,000 into Yale. That family still got $10,000 and financial aid assistance. So even if you're oh, I think my income is too high, it actually may not be. Don't rule things out until you know the truth of the finances. In terms of being able to pay for college, think about the amount of money you need. If you're likely to go to a highly selective college, you're going to get money, unless you don't need it. The majority of people who apply to highly selective colleges do get financial aid in some form. So if your GPA is below a 2.5, I would probably focus on community college and transfer to a 4-year later because under a 2.5, it's really hard to get a college to take you seriously. A community college, many of them have programs that will launch you directly into a 4-year, or you can just choose to transfer. Community college is a great chance to say, hey, I didn't do great in high school, but guess what? I can hack it at the college level. If your GPA is between 2.5 and 3.2, I would say a public in-state, and you want to pick the one with the highest graduation rate that you can get into, because if your GPA is between a 2.5 and 3.2, you're probably going to have to take some remedial classes. And I will say this, only 1 out of 10 students that starts a remedial class finishes it. That means that 90% of students who have to take remedial classes don't finish the class, don't finish their degree, paid all that money for nothing. If your GPA is between a 2.5 and 3.2, you're probably going to have to take a remedial class. Please take it at a college with a high graduation rate, because that means that they have the infrastructure to support you. Please, please, please. And public in-states, they do vary widely in terms of, do they have a strong safety net for you? A high graduation rate, but you can also talk to your college access person at school and say, hey, I'm looking for the public in-state that has a really good track record of graduation and supporting students. Do you have any suggestions? And they will. If your GPA is between 3.0 and 3.5, you might have a shot at a private or an honors college. Basically, we put together a list of programs that are looking for students, but not super selective. So between the 3.0 and the 3.5. If your GPA is a 3.5 or above, you can apply for a school that meets 100% of need. The exception to this is if you're applying in New York State and you're looking at HEOP programs. If you're interested in HEOP programs, that's a whole other ball of wax, and you should Google HEOP programs, New York State, and you'll get a list. The list shows you what GPA and what SAT score and what family income you can have in order to apply. And each school in New York State has a different cutoff, which is crazy. Yes, everything about the HEOP program, crazy. But it's true and it's free money, so who am I to argue? You can also have a GPA that's too high, which to me is crazy. Okay, learn about the colleges that you're interested in, visit. If you can't visit, read the reviews. 2 places that I suggest for reviews: Niche, so just Google Niche, N-I-C-H-E, and then whatever you want to do, Niche and reviews. So Niche reviews, Harvard, dorms. Niche reviews, William and Mary, campus life, live, whatever. And then you can get a sense. And people are very honest on Niche, very honest. And people say all kinds of stuff, right? So take it all with a grain of salt, because some of the people will be like, this place is awful. And then the next review will be like, this is amazing. Wish I could give it 6 stars, but can only leave 5. And you're just like, wait, what? They will give specifics about it. Read them and think about, like, does that pertain to me? Or does that person just seem like a bitter person who's angry and had some cross to bear or fish to fry or whatever? Like, I don't know. We all read reviews every day. We're very good at evaluating other people's anger. The other place you should go is campusreel.org. Campus, R-E-E-L, real like Phil Real. And those are videos that people have made at different schools talking about what it's like. So Niche is good if you want to read it. Campus Reel is good if you want to listen to them talk and like watch the video. You're probably thinking, should I apply only to test optional colleges? I hate standardized tests. I hate my test score. Well, more and more schools are now requiring standardized tests. I would take them more seriously than you had previously. And what we don't know, and probably never will, and this is going to be a school-by-school basis, which is very frustrating, is how each individual school thinks about standardized tests. So some schools are going to take them very seriously. Some schools are going to be like, what? And there's no way to know. Because if you ask the admissions office, they're going to give you some polished statement that like maybe tells the truth, maybe doesn't. Hard to say. But like what actually happens in the thick of the admissions decisions, we'll never know. So your best bet is to take the test and do as well as you can on it. If the scores are terrible, we'll tell you that most colleges can predict according to your GPA and the fact that you didn't send scores, which your scores probably were. Because not only are kids sending scores more likely to get in, up to 2.3 times, but also kids who send scores self-selected to a smaller pool. So you're competing against fewer people. So that higher acceptance rate for that group of kids that submitted scores is for a smaller group of people. So you're doing much better. So when you do all the math, it works out to about 7 times more. I mean, and that's not true at every school, but that's true at some schools. And it's just a thing that I can't ignore. Some people say, wait, but colleges are asking me to send all of my scores. Under 2% of colleges asked for that. So I would not worry. If you are sending the scores, I mean, I guess you're the one who picks if you want to send all of them or not. I'm just saying. The other thing is SuperScore. Don't forget that. Even when colleges ask you to send all your scores, they're going to cherry pick the highest scores and they're only going to use those. So basically they're asking you to send all your scores. And then they say, okay, he got a 750 in math on the March 2024 administration and a 740 in verbal on the May 2024 administration. I'm going to put those two together and make the 750 plus 740, make that their SuperScore. And so then that becomes a score that's associated with you. And the 400s or the 600s that you got just drop by the wayside. They don't exist anymore. So just keep in mind the SuperScoring is your friend, all that stuff. And colleges are doing that. In terms of stats, less than 2% require that all test scores be submitted. Approximately 23% recommend that all scores be submitted. Approximately 98% accept score choice. Take the test, do your best, and really try, because many colleges are saying that they actually are not doing a good job admitting students without the test. That's everything you need to know about narrowing your list according to Academics and Fit. Hopefully that was helpful. A lot of information packed in a short period of time. My father says I have a problem. I have to take a breath every 20 minutes. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to hit notifications, and I will see you next time, and we're going to talk about narrowing your list according to financial need, and that's the fun part.